For too long, Teagues has deprived you of ways to blow the world up. For too long, you have had to stand by while builds grow old and can no longer be put together. For too long, you have had to wait and wait for the best and most explosive meme builds from the baldest guardian and soul. Well, wait no longer, my friends. Today, as it is long overdue, the Nuclear Warlock evolves into its final form, the Prismatic Nuclear Warlock. A link to a brand new build breakdown with our newest channel partner, Mobalytics, is down in the description. Enough intro, let's get to it. Jumping straight into this build, the goal, as always with nuke builds, is if it can blow up, it should blow up. It should satisfy Shax's needs for more explosions. You shouldn't have to wait for your super as long as you did for Teagues to make a new build video. And finally, your abilities should be plentiful and painful for enemies around you. Jumping into our Prismatic subclass, we are running Song of Flame, aka... On top of juicing our melee and spicy Eagle of Death, Song of Flame gives our nearby allies increased ability regen, makes us more resistant to damage, and causes our solar and kinetic weapons to scorch targets. I often find myself forgetting I have weapons when popping this because I'm just, well... For our important core abilities, and sorry Jump, you are still that bring whatever option, we are running Phoenix Dive, Incinerator Snap, and Threadlings. Phoenix Dive will offer us Cure ×2, and if you're running with a team, we'll cure them as well. Additionally, it's substantially shorter base cooldown than our Riff options, and overall utility fits really nicely into this build. Incinerator Snap, besides still being one of the coolest abilities in the game, applies a ton of scorch and can cover a wide area of effect. Finally, Grenade was a weird one, but given that with Prismatic you should ideally find balance between light and dark, I chose the Threadling Grenade. These Threadlings will seek out targets and charge our darkness bar. Now, could you pick something else? Sure, the Storm and Vortex nades would both work fine and offer better crowd control and or higher damage, but won't directly charge the darkness bar for Transcendence. Next, to our aspects. In all honesty, I really don't know how I'm ever going to take this off, but our first aspect is Feed the Void. Since the introduction of Prismatic, Feed the Void has been updated to proc Devour, which, if you don't know, once activated, Devour fully restores your HP on each kill and grants anywhere between 15 to 40% grenade energy depending on the enemy defeated, while also extending the duration Devour is active.
Balanced.
Gonna be really tricky swapping this one off of builds going forward. That said, our other aspect is Hellion, which after activating your class ability and Arc Buddy, but make it spicy, spawns and basically makes everything else around you spicy. Spicy is Scorch, by the way. It spreads Scorch. Scorch is spread. Like cream cheese on a bagel.
Move on, bro.
Okay, sorry. Fragments. Bungie gave us 21 fragments. Bungie, I have ADHD, and I know you are all shocked to discover that with how my videos are.
I'm Captain Obvious.
21 fragments is too many choices, and my brain is already, should I do a PvP video next?
Get on with it.
Yes, get on with it!
Sorry, fragments. Lots of choices, not a lot of space. To start, we are picking Facet of Hope, which, while you have an elemental buff, your class ability regenerates more quickly. More diving. Facet of Ruin is next, which will affect stasis damage and shatter size, which we won't be using, but the second bit increases the AoE of solar ignitions. Nuke build, y'all. Obviously, there will be ignitions. Facet of Sacrifice is next, adding that while Restoration or Radiance is active, any ability Final Blows will grant bonus Darkness Transcendence energy. This will help if you decide to swap the Threadling nade for either Vortex or Storm. Next, Facet of Dawn will give us Radiant when using our Snap, and finally Facet of Balance will grant additional melee energy when rapidly defeating targets with light damage, and Grenade energy when rapidly defeating targets with darkness damage. Now, a few substitutions if you'd like. Facet of Awakening would spawn more fire sprites and potentially tangles with rapid defeats based on damage damage type, Facet of Dominance if you wanted to run storm nades and have them jolt, Facet of Justice, but in testing its explosion kind of made me sad, Facet of Protection for increased damage resist, and finally Facet of Solitude if you want to build into severing targets. There are a ton of possibilities, but I usually settle on the stuff that types boom in all caps. I know our subclass was a long section of this video, but prismatic builds are pretty complex. Next up, weapons. For our weapons, we actually had a lot to choose from. I tested several combos with this build and settled on this combo. Definitely not after writing this script with another exotic, then testing a variant and going, oh, this is good. Well, we are running Riptide with Chill Clip, the BXR 55 Battler, which I crafted with Enhanced, Pugilist, someone will probably correct me in the comments, and Enhanced Incandescent. And finally, our exotic of choice, Dragon's Breath Mint. Now, did I test other combos? Yes. Were they good? Also, yes.
Some no.
Shut it, bro. Was this the best one? Very yes. Did I try Sunshot? I'm sure several of you are screaming in the comments right now. Yes, I did. And this Battler nearly equaled its crowd control capability, and Pugilist, whatever the hell it is,
You are made of stupid.
ensured we stay snapping. Dragon's Breath also will directly benefit from our yet to be discussed exotic armor piece. Now, I have always and will always say my builds are not set in stone. You should try what you want, and if you have a better combo, let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, that sub button has been lonely for quite some time. Show it some love by hitting it hard. Tough love, but it's still love. With Ignitions and Scorch being our primary focus, we have one obvious choice, so we are pulling out our old classic from our Nuclear Guardian version 1 build, Dawn Chorus, which, yes, is Sid from Ice Age. Dawn Chorus gives us Rites of Ember, which will buff a super we aren't using. Nice! But more importantly, improves our Scorch, buffing its damage by 200% and gives us 5% melee energy per tick when Scorch damages a target. That last bit means and do your step, and everything in a square mile will explode. For our mods, focusing on creating orbs with our solar weapons and using our abilities to feed into each other is our goal. Running straight through, we have double harmonic siphon mods to have our Battler creating tons of orbs, hands-on giving us super energy on melee kills, heavy-handed creating more orbs with our snap, onto vigor to boost strength, charged up to boost our max armor charge stacks, concussive dampener for survivability, orbs of restoration to further lower ability cooldowns, solar surge to boost our solar weapon damage, elemental charge to make more uses of our fire sprites, time dilation to have armor charge last longer, powerful attraction adding more utility to our Phoenix dive by making orb collection insanely easy, and outreach again feeding back into our melee cooldown while diving. With our artifact mods, I'll quickly touch on the ones that directly impact this build. Authorized mod Elemental Charge will make that mod cheaper. Nice. We love a discount. Elemental Siphon will have the Battler creating a ton of fire sprites. Creeping Chill will make Riptide a hair stronger by adding a slowing burst on final blows. Radiant Orbs will keep us radiant when picking up an Orb of Power. Shield Crush will take that radiant effect and feed it into grenade cooldown and boost damage. And Transference, which will boost our ability damage while transcendent and allow for energy refund with weapon final blows while transcendent. I'm really excited to see what the future artifact choices will get in Act 2 and 3. This build could actually get even better. Finally, stat priority for me was resilience, recovery, strength, discipline, intellect, and of course mobility, in that order. And finally, to a section where normally Teagues would draw a ton of arrows in a probably really confusing, definitely hard to edit, and most certainly not easy to understand section of the video we call our gameplay loop. Let's break down how all of this flows together. To start, we want to devour up as much as possible, so getting an ability kill from our snap, nade, Hellion, or super is essential. Once active, health refill and nade energy starts flowing. From there, your snap will get radiant up with Facet of Dawn, boosting weapon damage, which flows into Shield Crush, which will run back into grenade energy and its damage. Activate Facet of Hope, giving us more dives, which means more time with Hellion up, which means more Scorch, and kills with our melee will create orbs with heavy-handed and grant bonus super energy with hands-on. With armor charge active, we are boosting solar weapon damage with our Surge mod and boosting our strength with Font of Vigor. The Battler, meanwhile, is spreading Scorch with Incandescent, boosted by our Surge mod, creating orbs of power, creating fire sprites with Elemental Siphon, and will flow into Facet of Balance, granting additional melee energy. All of this Scorch is being cranked 200% hotter by Dawn Chorus, including Scorch from Dragon's Breath, giving us back melee energy per Scorch tick, and Ignitions are getting a healthy bump from Facet of Ruin. All of the orbs created besides granting armor charge will continue keeping us radiant with radiant orbs.
Bro, that was an actual mess.
Yeah, it was. Okay, well, in short, snap your fingers, dive to create your spicy buddy, kill everything with the Battler or Riptide, remember that you have a grenade, and then unleash Dargon's Stanky Breath and your Nuclear Eagle to level anything that hasn't already been blown out of the game files.
Dude, these breakdowns haven't improved.
Cut me some slack, it's been a while. So that is our brand new Prismatic Nuclear Warlock build. I know this was a long one, but covering everything in the Prismatic kit and covering how it all works together is a bit thicker than I'm used to. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and leave a like if you are happy my stupid videos are back for your beautiful faces. Also, let me know what builds you want next, and I'll get to work. Our next video will cover one of my favorite new exotic weapons and how you can craft around it. Link to the build breakdown in the description, and until the next one, I have been Teagues, you have been beautiful. Peace.